Because we are looking at a roadmap to learning cryptocurrency, right? And in order to actually understand cryptocurrency, we need to start from somewhere. We need to actually start from what we have now and understand the systems that we had in the past so that we can correctly relate to cryptocurrency. So the evolution of money. Many years ago, when I was not even born, we heard that the main exchange of value that was being used was the barter system, meaning that if you had something, right? For example, if I had salt and I needed maybe a cow, I needed a goat, the only way is to exchange my salt for the goat. So there was no discussion on whether I really needed to lose the salt that I had or not. So far as I needed a goat, I needed to send something to get that goat. So that was the barter system. And one problem is that it was not really a very good way of valuing things, right? Proper value. And you end up losing whatever you have just because you need something else. So we moved on and we had precious metals and coins, right? So people used to do exchange with precious metals like gold, bronze, and there was also a problem with that particular system. The problem was that, it was kind of very difficult and inconvenient to be carrying these things around. So as the economy matured and as there was a little bit of trust, we had a banking system coming in, and these banks and then governments, right, so these banks and governments issued something called fiat, right? So fiat is just like the currency of a particular country, and it is legal because the government says so, right? That's the power backing this fiat. So, for example, when we take Nigeria, you have the naira, that's the fiat. When you look at Ghana, you have the cedi, that's the fiat, right? So we had the banking system coming as a result of some level of trust that was established. Now, right now we see fiat in display, yes, but this time around we have digital forms of it, right? So what is very predominant now is that you walk into a shop, you have the option to pay with mobile money, you have the option to pay with your bank, a bank transfer, you have the option to pay with let's say what else here, so mobile money, or we have this fintech application that you can use to just send the money easily. So right now we have fiat, but we also have in circulation like digital forms of fiat, and that bring more convenience. We see a lot of cashless agenda being heralded by some governments. One way of doing that is we have mobile money, bank transfer, so you don't need to have physical money with you. You don't need to have cash with you to do everything, right? So we see that era very, very predominant now. Now we are talking about crypto. We are seeing that crypto is actually the evolution when it comes to money. So basically, what is cryptocurrency? So let me just go to the next slide. I'm going to look at that. But when we look at the previous slide, we've seen that we have the barter system where we do the exchanges, to where we have the precious metals and coins. Then we move to the paper, that was the fiat. And we are still using that in conjunction with electronic payments that we have. So you have your cards, you have your credit card, debit cards, you have your mobile money, you have bank transfers, you have other fintech solutions that have come up with very interesting ways of transferring and moving money. But this is usually fiat, right? Now we have this new evolution of money, that is cryptocurrency. And we are moving on. So what is cryptocurrency basically? So crypto is a digital form of cash or currency. Right. Now, let me just go into a little bit of history of the name cryptocurrency. You can see that cryptocurrency can be broken into two main parts. We have crypto and we have currency. So the crypto part actually came from a root word, that is cryptography. I mentioned that we have a two parts. So we have cryptography and then the currency, right? And cryptography is basically using advanced math to secure funds, making sure that nobody else can spend them. So that's the basic understanding or meaning of cryptography. So that's why we had a crypto form and we have currency, so cryptocurrency, right? So yeah, cryptocurrency is basically digital form of money. I talked about the roots. So we have cryptocurrency, and crypto coming from cryptography, which is basically using advanced math to secure your funds, making sure that nobody else can spend it, right? And then we have currency, so cryptocurrency. So I also mentioned that you can use cryptocurrency to pay for goods and services around the world, send money to friends and family, just as we have been using fiat, but it's far more better, and I'm going to go into the details of that. So I mentioned that you may be actually wondering that what is the difference now, right? What is the difference between fiat and crypto if they are all digital forms of payment? And the difference here lies in the technology I mentioned called blockchain. So I've gone through the evolution of money, mentioned that we have fiat, and then it's being used simultaneously with the digital forms of it, with bank transfers, mobile money, other fintech solutions, which still uses fiat. And I just introduced cryptocurrency, which is also a digital form of money. But in this case, cryptocurrency is a different form because it is backed by a technology called blockchain. So we are here. I want to just do an illustration. What happens when you try to make a transaction with fiat, just supposing it to crypto? And I'm going to make a very simple analogy, and I just hope that this can actually clarify the whole blockchain thing. What is blockchain? How is it different from a traditional system of finance that we have? So let me just I want to make an illustration here. Can you see? I have a whiteboard showing. Can you see it? I have a whiteboard.
Yes, I can see. You can see.
Awesome. So I usually want to make things a bit practical because this topic already looks a little bit like a mystery. So I just want to make it very relatable for all. So imagine that you were surfing online and then you came across, let's say, a nice shorts. Okay, pardon my drawing. I'm not a very good artist. So you came across this nice looking short on an online store. So what online store should I use? Let me just say Jumia, right? So you came across this online store on Jumia. So you shorts on Jumia, sorry. So you checked it out, and let's say it was maybe, should I say it was 100 naira. I don't know the value of the naira, so maybe this may be too below the belt, but let's take it like that. So let's say it was 100 naira, and so this is me, V here, right? And this is Jumia. Now, if I need to, so they provided digital forms of payment, say bank transfer. But in this current fiat system, if I need to send money from my bank, basically, let me not even introduce bank yet, right? Let me just say, if I need to send money from V to Jumia, the only way I can do that is through an intermediary. So there needs to be a middleman in this whole thing, right? For it to be a success. There's no way I can send money right now without a middleman. It's either the middleman is going to be like a bank, okay? We are going to use mobile money. So we have the bank, the mobile money. So anytime I need to do a transaction, anytime money needs to move from me to Jumia, I can't do it directly. I need to necessarily depend on a middleman. And these middlemen can be the banks, mobile money, other fintech solutions that we have. Now, this is the current system that we have. So imagine I just had 70 naira in my account and I decided to issue this transfer, which was 100 naira. I'm going to obviously get a notification or a pop-up. And probably they're going to tell me something like insufficient funds. Right. Now they're able to tell me insufficient funds because this middleman here keeps a book. And this book is called a ledger. So let me clear my screen a bit. All right. So this middleman here I was talking about, right, keeps a book. So let's assume it's a bank. So bank XYZ. I bank with bank XYZ, and I need to move money from myself to Jumia to pay for the shorts, which is 100 naira, but I happen to have just 70 naira. The notification that comes is insufficient funds because Bank XYZ keeps a book. And in accounting terms, this book is just called the ledger. Okay, so Bank XYZ keeps a ledger of all my inflows and my outflows, and they have my balance. That's why they're able to tell me that I just have 70 naira, so I can't transfer 100 naira. Now, this Bank XYZ establishes some form of trust because we can trust them. They are the middlemen we have contracted to ensure that our transactions are safe, our transactions are secure. We basically trust them. So Bank XYZ is a middleman mediating between myself and Jumia. Bank XYZ is also is centralized, right? Centralized. Bank XYZ also has a lot of authority because they can basically block me from sending money to Jumia. They can basically, freeze my account. So if I said they have so much authority and power, this is what it means. So they keep the ledger. They ensure that the transactions flow and are very safe and secure. So this is the system we are used to. And mind you, Bank XYZ takes a cut for the transfer. So I need to pay to ensure that the money goes through, so their bank charges. Bank XYZ is a middleman, is centralized, has so much authority. But we don't want to trust just a centralized system, right? Because it gives them too much power to do whatever they please. So blockchain says that instead of trusting one centralized entity, we don't want to trust a centralized entity anymore. Now, we want to decentralize this record keeping of the ledger. And that is where the concept of the blockchain comes in. So let me explain the concept of the blockchain. Kindly do not forget the current system I've explained to you about how I can pay for my shorts and what happens if I try to send funds, which is not enough. I'll be told that I don't have enough funds. Why? Because they keep a ledger, they know my balance, they are middlemen, centralized. This is the traditional system that we have right now. So what is the difference with blockchain and cryptocurrency? Okay, so let me do the explanation. Let me move this. Okay, so with the same scenario, I want to pay for the shorts. Okay, so this is, and this is V. Now, blockchain says that I can be able to send the money directly to, say, Jumia without any middleman. And how is that possible? This is what blockchain is telling us. Blockchain is saying that, no, we don't need to rely on any middleman anymore. We can directly interact with people on a personal note. So we have something we call peer-to-peer. So blockchain enables peer-to-peer transactions without any middleman hindering us. So if there's not going to be any middleman, we are going to cut so many things off, and I'm going to explain that. So remember in the initial system, I told you about how the central person ensures that there's a lot of trust in the system. You are safe, you understand, because if you are sending money from this bank to another bank, you are very, very safe. You know that you can trust what the bank is telling you. But here we are eliminating the middleman. And who now do we trust? So blockchain says, instead of trusting one central body, blockchain says, let's trust everyone. That's the beauty of blockchain, right? The central system says, let's trust one bank, let's trust one institution, let's trust one fintech. But blockchain says, let's trust everyone. And how does this thing actually work? So let me explain. So remember the ledger that is kept by a centralized body. One ledger is centralized, is kept by, say, Bank XYZ. So when I'm saving with Bank XYZ, nobody else can know my bank balance because everything is held at Bank XYZ. It's so centralized. When I walk into Bank XYZ and they tell me the network is down today, I can't make any transaction, I need to go home because there's nothing I can do about it. I can't go to Bank FRY and say, oh, I have money with Bank XYZ, please, can I their network is down. Can I take it from your bank and then you guys will just settle yourself later? There's nothing like that because it's centralized, right? But when it comes to blockchain, what happens is that this particular ledger that is being kept is duplicated. So we have this ledger kept, duplicated across many computers. So this is what blockchain is telling us. Blockchain is telling us that instead of keeping the ledger with a central body, let us make many copies of the ledger and store it on many. And these computers have the luxury of directly communicating with themselves. So instead of the ledger being kept by a centralized system, this ledger has been duplicated on many computers around the world. They are distributed on many computers around the world. So we have this term here called decentralized. Unlike the banking system I just explained, Bank XYZ, I can't go to Bank FRY and tell them that they should give me money because Bank XYZ network is down, because they are centralized. What is on Bank XYZ remains there. There's no interoperability. Now, with blockchain, what blockchain is saying is that this ledger that is being kept, okay, let's duplicate the ledger and store it on many, many computers. And these computers are going to interact with themselves. So with the same idea here, if V wants to initiate a transaction or wants to send cryptocurrency to J, what happens is that it is broadcasted that, hello, everyone. This is just an analogy. So, hello everyone. V wants to send 20 coins to J. So every single computer on the network will have to interact with themselves and check, does V actually have 20 coins? 20 coins, 20 coins, and they come to an agreement which is called a consensus, and they allow the transaction to go through once I have 20 coins. So here we are not relying on one centralized body. We are relying on many decentralized computers, which have a special name called nodes. Okay, they are called nodes. So these computers now do the work of storing the ledger. Anytime a transaction has to be executed on the blockchain, all these computers must interact with themselves. This takes place within a very small time. All these computers interact with themselves and then quickly agree that, okay, V actually has 20 coins to send. Let the transaction go through, and they agree, come to a consensus, and the transaction goes through. Now, what happens if one particular node is down? It doesn't affect this entire system because there are other millions of nodes which is running the same software and can approve the transaction. So it is not centralized. If another node is down, there are many other nodes which are running the software with the accurate instructions to ensure that the transaction goes through. Now, what happens if I need to send if I have just 20 coins and I want to send 100 coins? Now, all these computers quickly check my balance to see, do I actually have 100 coins? If I do not have 100 coins, the transaction is flagged and it will not go through. So the transaction is declined. This is the beauty of the blockchain, right? A very amazing system built. And these computers are not, controlled by one person. Any person, depending on the network, can become part of these nodes which are validating the blockchain transactions. So imagine the ledger like a Google Sheet, right? When you have a Google Sheet, you can share the link with a number of people. So we have a Google Sheet which has been shared with the millions of computers. Anytime a transaction takes place, everybody records it. So everybody at every point in time has the same record. So if I want to change the record on one particular node, it's not going to be in sync with the rest and the transaction is declined, right? If I want to alter anything with my ledger, it's not going to agree with the rest. So the transaction will be declined. So this is the beauty of blockchain. So let me highlight 3 very important words from all that I have described right now. So when we take the blockchain, we say that it is decentralized, right? And you can see that because I said the ledger is stored on millions of computers scattered around the world. You actually do not know where the computer is. You don't even know in which country they are, how many are in this particular country. Yes, maybe there are some metrics you can track them, but you can't track every single one of them. So it is decentralized. It is peer-to-peer because this time around, we are removing every middleman in this whole thing. Now, it is just computers that are interacting with themselves and approving the transactions, right? Also, we can also say, so it's decentralized, and we can also say it's a distributed ledger. If you remember the XYZ bank example I gave, the ledger stays with XYZ, right? But in this case, in the blockchain, the ledger is replicated or copied across all the computers. So we say it has a distributed ledger. And then finally, we can also say something that we say that it is immutable. Kindly pardon my handwriting. I have them nicely written on the presentation, so you can refer to that, right? So we say it is immutable. When we say something is immutable, it means that whenever a record is entered on a blockchain or on the ledger, nobody can change it. It cannot be changed. It cannot be hacked. It cannot be erased. So you remember I made an analogy that when you put, when you actually want to change something on your ledger, it's not going to be in sync with the rest. Just like how a Google Sheet is. Anytime there's any change, it reflects on everybody's Google Sheets. Once you're connected to the internet, that's how it happens, right? So once these computers are connected to the internet and interact with themselves, you cannot tamper with it. If you want to actually do anything, you need to influence over 50% of the computers on the network, and you don't even know where they are located. You don't even know where they are. And that is the power and beauty of the blockchain. So I hope this explanation has made really clear what blockchain is, how what takes place if you want to send money with a fiat system, even if it's digital, and what takes place if you want to send money if you are using the blockchain or cryptocurrency. So we'll get to questions, but I just hope this entire analogy or illustration was good enough. So let's continue with our presentation. All right, so continue with our presentation. So I have let's say a pictorial something of what I just explained there on the whiteboard. So when you're having a fiat transaction, the first user will have to send money to the second user. You need a middleman. So the money transaction through the bank is a third party that we are using, and it's a centralized management by that bank. So that's what I just explained. But when we have the crypto space or using blockchain to transfer money, now we are not going through the banks, we are going through ledgers which are replicated on many computers, right? So the decentralized ledger management by users, and these are called the network nodes. So these users, anybody can become a participant to ensure that there's that democracy on the blockchain. Everybody is a participant and everybody can actually contribute to what is taking place on the blockchain. So that is the difference between a transaction procedure when you're using the banks and a transaction procedure when you're using the blockchain. So moving on. So I also want to compare the currencies, right? So when we look at the fiat, I said fiat is anything that is legal tender. So it's backed by the government. So government X says that, hey, everybody, when anybody walks into your shop and gives you cedis or naira, accept it. Don't question it. It's not backed by anything, right? It's just backed by the word of the government. The government says this is fiat, it's acceptable. Just accept it, and we all accept it. So fiat is physical and crypto is digital. So fiat is traditionally physical, but right now, as I said, that we have digital forms of fiat too. But fiat is purely and natively digital. I mean, crypto is purely and natively digital, but fiat was also natively physical. But as time moved on, we've had digital versions of it. Now, fiat is issued by the governments, right? So the governments issue fiat. They can print as much as they want. There's no cap. Maybe as you are speaking, one government is busily minting more, fiat, right? There's no cap. So the government just decides when they want to mint more, the central banks, they want to just produce more fiat. So it's issued by the government. And crypto is generated by computers. So as I explained, you have so many nodes and they are validating the transactions and generating these crypto. Now, fiat is also centralized and monitored by the government, as I explained, but crypto is decentralized. No one can control it, actually, right? It's so decentralized. And as I explained, if you even want to hack it, it's very, very difficult. And it's going to take a lot of resources to do that, because you need to convince over 50% of the computers to do your bidding. And that is a very Herculean task to do. Now, fiat is unlimited supply, right? There's no maximum supply of fiat. That's okay. A country declared that the only cedis we can have in total circulation is maybe 10 trillion. We are not going beyond that. There's no, I don't think there's any government that has issued that before, right? So there's no, it's an unlimited supply, but crypto is limited supply. For example, I'll be going into the nitty-gritties of it. Let me not mention anything now. Also, fiat is restricted by borders. I'm in Ghana. Even before I can jump into Nigeria, at my airport, I need to find the nearest available forex bureau to change, because once I step into Nigeria, I go to Lagos, I can't go to a shop and give them cedis. They are not going to accept that, right? So it's restricted by borders. But when it comes to crypto, it's unseizable. It's not restricted by any borders, right? I can be in Ghana and have a particular cryptocurrency to make payments. When I go to Nigeria, I can still use the same thing. No need to change anything. So that is the comparison between the fiat and the crypto. Moving on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Hello, V. Yeah, sorry to butt in, but
Maurice
has a question here. Yeah, she
All
says, but apps like Patricia serve as middleman, or are they just a tool for transfers?
Okay, so you're going to get there. They are just a tool for transfers. They have nothing to do with the blockchain itself, right? So I'll be getting there pretty soon, and then you know the role of apps like Patricia. Yeah, you're welcome. So I hope you're all following and we are not bored. So we are moving on to blockchain. So I mentioned blockchain. I'm not going to bore you too much because I've actually explained everything. So blockchain is a way of storing data. So blockchain is just a database. When you hear blockchain is nothing complicated. It's just a database. It's a way of storing data in a very decentralized way. And this makes it very difficult to hack it, right? I explained how everything. And it uses a distributed ledger. Remember that? So the ledger is duplicated across so many computers. It is peer-to-peer. We have eliminated the middleman, and now computers directly communicate with themselves, and it is immutable. Immutable means that you cannot change the data that you input. You cannot alter it. You cannot have any fraudulent activity around it that you want to just change it and you go scot-free. It's not going to be in sync with the other ledgers. So that particular transaction you are initiating will not go through. So this is a very nice pictorial something to summarize it. So a transaction is requested. Now a block representing the transaction is created. And then the block is sent to every node in the network. So anytime you issue a transaction, a block is then the block representing that transaction is created. And this block is kind of broadcasted across all the networks, on that particular thing. So then networks on that particular blockchain, right? So the nodes, which are the computers, now validate the transaction, and then they receive a reward for that. That's if we are talking about Bitcoin, we call it the proof of work. That's the consensus. I told you they need to come to an understanding, and that understanding is the consensus they're coming to. So there are different forms of understandings or consensus mechanisms that different blockchains use, and this is just a Crypto 101 class, so we'll not delve so much deep into it. But in advanced classes, you can go deeper. Now, once this block is validated, it is added to the previous block. So that is where the name blockchain came from. So a block is created and they are chained, right? They are linked to one another. So the block is added to an existing blockchain and the transaction is complete. So that's where the name blockchain actually came from. All right. So I've explained blockchain, but let me just clarify that blockchain is not the same as cryptocurrency. Okay. So blockchain is, let's imagine blockchain is the foundation. Blockchain is the mother. Let me just put it that way. Blockchain is the technology and the foundation upon which many other products and many other niches are birthed from. So cryptocurrency is one of the several things that blockchain technology has brought up. In fact, cryptocurrency is not blockchain, just as I just said. You can imagine it as cryptocurrency is a subset of blockchain, or is a product of the blockchain. Blockchain is a foundational technology upon which so many other interesting technologies and niches have been built from. So here, explaining that cryptocurrencies are not the only products of the blockchain, and we have a wide array of niches which come together to form Web3. So I know you've been hearing so much about Web3, Web3, Web3. So Web3 is basically all the awesome products, technologies, solutions that are being birthed from blockchain, right? Some of these include what we say DeFi. When you hear DeFi, DeFi simply means decentralized finance. So decentralized finance is, as we have in a traditional system, you go to a bank, you can take a loan, you can save, you can, invest. When you come to crypto or the blockchain space, our banking sector is called DeFi. That's a decentralized finance. So in decentralized finance, you can take loans, you can save, you can do so many amazing things here in the crypto space. And it is so different from the traditional system. And it's actually mind-blowing. We have NFTs, that's non-fungible tokens. So that's another thing. So let's say when blockchain meets art, we have NFTs. When blockchain, maybe should I say, meets finance, we have decentralized finance. When blockchain meets gaming, we have what we call the GameFi. That's the gaming finance, where we have play-to-earn games. During the COVID, there was this particular game that called Axie Infinity, that some people in Philippines, some people actually had to quit their job because they were earning so much from the game than even their salary. So we have so many games that people can play. The traditional system is the pay to play, where you want to play a game, they'll tell you to buy some in-game assets and advance your levels and things like that. But here, you're given the opportunity to actually play games, own the in-game assets, and even trade them, right? So you have the concept of gaming. You have metaverse. I know we had a lot of buzz about the metaverse, the bridge between the virtual world and then the real world, and the amazing things that can be done in the metaverse. We have wallets, which I'll be going into. We have DEXs. And not only these two, blockchain can be used in so many other places, like in the banking sector, in the health sector, in the agricultural sector. I mean, anywhere there is data, anywhere data can be recorded, blockchain can be used in that side, right? So that is the Web3. So Web 1 was basically like the static web. Those times when you had those HTML websites, you just go and read what the website tells you. You can't interact with it. So that was read only. Then Web 2 was read and write. So that is the new generation that we have, where we have the Facebooks, Twitter, Instagrams. You see that most of these platforms, the data that is provided on these platforms are user generated. When you take Twitter, almost everything on there is things that have been posted by people, right? Facebook, things have been posted by people. YouTube, things have been posted by people. So now we move to the second generation of the internet, where you don't only read, you can also write, you can also provide content. But this particular system came with something else. And what it came with was that, this content you provide, centralized. You don't really have so much power over this content. And sometimes this content or this data can also be used to track you, to keep you on these platforms. That is why probably you go to Google and you type out, okay, wedding dresses. By the time you go to YouTube the next time, you can see the ads are popping to you are all wedding dresses. You're like, how did these guys know that maybe I'm planning for my wedding or something like that? That's basically because your data has been tracked. That is the Web 2. Now, Web 3 says that now you have the opportunity to read, write, and own. So you have the opportunity to own your own, own your data, have value of it, tokenize it, and earn from it. So that is Web 3, basically. So here you can see that we have Web 2 apps and Web 3 applications. And we say D apps, that's decentralized applications. It's not like centralized like the Web 2, but they are decentralized. So for browsers, we have Chrome, and we have a Brave browser for Web 3. So practically most of the things we find in Web 2, we have the Web 3 versions, which provide the opportunity for people to participate and own, have an ownership in whatever they are doing, right? So that is it. Some of these may not be so popular because they are now concepts that are catching up. Web 3 is now growing. We have not matured. It's just in its very, very early stages. So you see that some people use some of these Web3 technologies instead of using the Web2, but the Web2 is still with us, right? It has not phased out at all. So we have these Web3 versions which are coming up, and we have users who are also having the benefits of that too, right? So that is the whole buzz about Web3. I hope this actually kind of elaborates and brings some understanding and insight into Web3. So we have, gone through so many parts of this presentation. Started with the evolution of money, just a recap. We looked at how money has moved over the years. Then we looked at cryptocurrency, what it is. We also looked at the difference between the fiat system and the crypto, where you make a transaction. What is the main difference? And we highlighted that the difference is the blockchain. We just said that the blockchain is basically a way of storing data in which makes it decentralized, makes it peer-to-peer, it's a distributed ledger, it's immutable, meaning that you cannot easily hack or change the data that is produced. And that is, that is the shining light of cryptocurrency over fiat. And we look at some differences between the crypto and the fiat, and let me just go back to ensure that I'm still following the yes. So look at blockchain, and then I introduced Web3 because all the products which are birthed from the blockchain are together or commonly called the Web3, right? So Web3 basically is an era where you're able to own data. Participants have the authority or power over the data that they produce, and earning power creates a very nice economic model for people like that. So now we are back to cryptocurrency because that's the main highlight. So basically we are going to look at some characteristics of cryptocurrency. So I've in one way or the other mentioned some of them. So cryptocurrencies are permissionless. So what it means is that no one can stop you from using cryptocurrency. Okay. The centralized payment services, on the other hand, can freeze your account. It can prevent transactions from being made. Last time I actually experienced something interesting. Someone sent me a payment via bank, and for a crypto, it was actually buying cryptocurrency, but it was P2P, so paid with bank. And interestingly, paid with mobile money instead. So after the transaction was done, the person called the mobile money network to tell them that it was a mistake. Interestingly, all they did was they just froze the money without talking to me. That's the kind of power they have, right? They didn't talk to me first. They didn't inquire. All they did was, they just deducted the money from my account before they could even come and have a conversation with me. And that's the kind of power we have given to them. So we live in a day and age where your account can just be frozen. Can just be prevented from making transactions, and that is the fiat system. But for cryptocurrency, no one can actually stop you from using cryptocurrency. I'll get into the nitty-gritties of that, but no one can stop you with the native or the foundational way cryptocurrencies were basically designed is decentralized, and nobody can actually stop you, right? And there's also censorship resistance. So because of the way the network is designed, it's impossible for hackers or other attackers to shut it down, and I explain why. It's censorship resistant, and also it's a cheap and fast payment. So when you make a transaction to someone in another side of the world, your money can be with them within seconds. I mean, go to the bank and try to send money from, say, Nigeria to just another African country, Ghana, and you will see that it's a real wahala, right? So with cryptocurrency, in the comfort of your home, you can send money from Ghana to Barbados. You can send money from Ghana to Italy. You can send money from Nigeria to Tanzania. And within seconds, they can have the money. And usually this at a fraction of the cost of the international wire transfer. It will amaze you that you can send $1 million and the cost of your transaction can be even less than $1. And this is not fallacy or theories. These are real stuff that actually take place, right? Can be actually less than $1. And that is the amazing thing that the blockchain and crypto space is bringing. This is real world impact. We can feel the effect so well that you can send money and at a very, very low cost and at a very fast rate the receiver gets the money, and it's really exciting. So these are some characteristics of cryptocurrencies that interests that you can it can be very interesting for you to know. Moving on, we want to go into the types of cryptocurrencies, right? So we've looked at the characteristics of cryptocurrencies. But I want to make a point that not all cryptocurrencies are the same. Okay, so largely, I want us to look at some categorizations of cryptocurrencies. So the first, you see that I have written coins and tokens. Now, if you are looking at things technically, right, coins and tokens are very different. Okay, so I have a diagram here which is just telling us the difference between a coin and a token. But let me just explain it. Now, a coin is a cryptocurrency that was built from the scratch, from the ground up. So a coin has its own blockchain network, has its own blockchain infrastructure built from the ground up. And this is usually you need a lot of resources to build it, right? It takes a lot of resources and technical skills. So coins are very independent assets. So they have their own native blockchain and they have their own protocol. Exactly. But tokens, on the other hand, imagine this as tokens are created on top of a coin. So tokens are built on top of a coin's existing blockchain. So imagine this scenario. We have like an estate property. So we have a real estate property which is gated. So let's say a company buys a huge, piece of land, gates it, provides water and electricity. Now the company says that you can come and buy land there and build. They have made work easy because they have provided amenities already in the gated community. So there's everything there. It's just a gated community, but with no house, right? So you are going to buy a land in that thing, in that gated community, and now build your house. Now it becomes very easy for you because all you're doing is building your house. You don't have to care about electricity. You don't have to care about water. You don't have to care about security because it has already been provided. That is the same analogy with coins and tokens. So coins go through the hustle and bustle of building their own blockchain infrastructure from the ground up, and tokens just come and create or come and build on top of an existing blockchain. So if you look at this very well, you understand that it's very, very easy to create a token, right? Tokens can just be created in conjunction with an application. So you don't even need technical skills to create a token. Very, very, very easy to create tokens, unlike coins. Okay, so you can also, yes, so for both of them, you can use coins to store value, price items, exchange value, and all those sorts of things. Tokens too can be used for payment and utility and all that. And we have examples for coins. Some examples of coins are, we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, BNB. These are coins. These have their own blockchain, but we have tokens, and these build their, their whole infrastructure on an existing blockchain. So that's the difference. So we have coins and tokens, and that is the difference. So people just say coin, everybody calls it a coin, but in actual sense, we have coins and we have tokens, and they all fall under cryptocurrency. The other large explanation is that we actually have Bitcoin, which is the king of all coins or cryptocurrency, and then we have altcoins, and then we have stable coins, right? So I just did this categorization because altcoins are basically all other coins with the exception of Bitcoin. And then we have stable coins because they are quite different. They are called stable coins because they are usually very, very stable. I know I'm just repeating myself, but what I mean is that they are not volatile. So $1 of a particular stable coin always remains $1. But unlike the other coins, their value always change. Bitcoin's price today wasn't the same as maybe Bitcoin's price yesterday. But typically a stable coin's price today is supposed to be the same as yesterday and forever. That's how it's supposed to be. It's a stable coin. But we have had incidences in the past that has come to actually go against what I just said, but these are some of the discrepancies and things in the space because it's a nascent technology and we do have certain things happening from time to time, right? So I would like to send you to a particular website. It's a data aggregator. So crypto data aggregator. There we can see the various coins and tokens. It's actually called CoinMarketCap. So let me just open this. Maybe you could write it down. So just CoinMarketCap, right? Right. So here, CoinMarketCap enables you to basically, as I said, it's a data aggregator. You see all the cryptocurrencies and very, very interesting information about them. So when you open CoinMarketCap, you see that we have a lot of coins here. So I mentioned that I'll be using coins, but as I said, not all of them are coins. Some are coins and some are tokens. So actually, the number of crypto we have, were amazing. We have so many cryptocurrencies on the market, right? I'm just scrolling this down, and you're seeing that I've not even ended. So even when I end 100, and you can see that we have about 92 of this and more. So 92 times 100 gives us, that's 9,200. So we have over 9,200 cryptocurrencies on the market. And that tells you that I just explained that tokens are very, very easy to build. So almost anybody can just build a token. That is why we have so many cryptocurrencies on the market. Mostly some of them are just tokens, and we also have coins. So for example, let's go to the first one, and these are arranged on due to market cap basis, right? We wouldn't go into the economics of the token and all that. They are very, very interesting things, such as you can see market cap, circulating supply. In more advanced classes, we can go into all these things. So let's click on Bitcoin here. And as I said, that was the very first that we had. So you can see here Bitcoin, and here BTC is called a ticker name, right? Ticker name. So basically there's a let's say a short name that is used to represent this coin. So BTC here is a ticker name, and we can see that here is clearly written that it's a coin. Clearly written that it's a coin. So on these kind of websites, you can come and find very interesting information, such as the price, how it has fared in the past couple of hours, the volumes, the community, the market cap. You can find the charts and so many other interesting things about, so what is Bitcoin? So you can learn about what the coin is and all that. So this is a very, 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 very good website to have. There are other ones called CoinGecko. I'll leave them in the chats. So I didn't include that on the slide, but I'll add that later. So you can come here and then find out so many cryptocurrencies, whether they are coins or tokens. So for example, this Bitcoin here, you can see that here it's written as a coin, right? Now let's try out another example, and then we'll see that some of them are actually labeled tokens and not coins, right? Ethereum is also a coin, BNB is a coin. Let me see let me check on Polygon.
Okay, hi Billy.
Yeah. Yes,
so
yes.
There's a question for you. Yeah,
Okay.
It goes, are the tokens verified, and how do we know the verified tokens, and why are there so many?
Okay, so when you say verified, I don't really get the verification bit, but okay, I understand that. So yes, in order to know if a coin is verified, it's actually very relative. So you need to actually do research. There are many, many things that you have to check out to see if a coin, so the verified, I just want to put it in another way, like if it's viable for investment. Okay, so as you've seen, there are so many coins that are on the market. So which one is viable? Which ones are real? Because the truth is that many of these coins here, in a couple of years, will be nothing. Okay, that is because some of the coins created here say they solve a particular kind of problem, but in actual sense, they are not solving any problem. Some of the coins here were created by scammers, right? Some of the coins and tokens, some of the cryptocurrencies were created by scammers. Some of the cryptocurrencies were created out of no problem, just to be in the market and make some money. Some of the coins and cryptocurrencies here will just go down to zero in a couple of years. So there's actually a proper way of doing your research when it comes to investing in a particular coin or token. And maybe I can share some resources on that later on, right? So as to whether it's viable for investment, there are so many parameters you need to look out for. And there are so many, as I said, because when we look at tokens are very easy to create, very, very easy to create. So anybody can just get up and create any token. And they do that for many reasons. Some of them are actually solving problems. Some of them are out of greed. They just want to make some money, quick bucks. Some of them are just scams. Okay, so there are so many of these. And that's why you need to have enough knowledge to know which particular coins or tokens you need to invest in. All right, I just hope that answered the question. So I showed you Bitcoin. I think, let me check another coin here. So you can actually come here and just type in the name of the coin. I want to use BAT's basic attention token. So you can see that when we open Bitcoin, this side red coin, well, here, basic attention token, reads token. So it's actually a token. What it means is that it doesn't have its own blockchain network. It was built on an existing network. And which network is that? When you come here, you see it. So you can see that it was built on Ethereum. Ethereum is a coin. Basic attention here is not a coin, it's a token, because they built their entire token on the Ethereum network. So anytime you open CoinMarketCap, if you want to be sure whether it's a coin or a token, just come check here. And then you can also see the contract address. Okay, so let's go and check Ethereum. When I open Ethereum, you see that it will tell us Ethereum is a coin on its own, and I've just opposed the difference. So when you come here, Ethereum is a coin, and upon Ethereum, other tokens have been built, right? So that's how it basically works. So CoinMarketCap is really cool. There's another website called CoinGecko, so I recommend those two. Let me just open that too for you to see. So you can come and just take a look at the crypto world, what exactly is going on. Look at the number of coins, look at how they're behaving. You want to check the price, you can see all that here. So these two websites are there are others, but I'll just say, just look at these two, and you can explore all the various cryptocurrencies here. But before you make any decision, please, you need to do a lot of research, because as I said, most of these coins that are here today will not be here tomorrow, meaning that when you put in money, you would have lost your money, right? So going forward, so I've talked about coins and tokens, and I also said we have Bitcoin, we have altcoins, and we have stable coins. So Bitcoin here we can see already, that's I'll say the organ in the crypto space. So that's the first that we had, Bitcoin. And then we have, so all other coins aside Bitcoin are called altcoins, but we have some other special coins which are usually stable, and we have Theta. So you can see it's $1. It always remains that way. There are other examples, like we have the Binance USD, and you can see 0.999, but I said it's supposed to be $1. So there are also other reasons that causes it to go slightly below $1 or above $1, but theoretically it's supposed to be $1, right? So there are many other stable coins. DAI is also an example of a stable coin, right? So yes, we have Theta, we have USDC too. That is also a stable coin, right? So we have gone through the coins and the tokens and where you can find them, all the other information and all that's in between, right? So we have basically looked at the types of cryptocurrency. I hope you found those two websites useful. So moving on. So I already talked about Bitcoin, and that's the king of the cryptocurrencies, right? So it was actually invented by Satoshi Nakamoto, and this is a pseudonym, right? It's not actually the true name of the person, just a pseudonym, something to represent like a false identity. So whose identity is actually not known. And Satoshi right now could be a single person we actually do not know, can be a group of programmers. So there are so many theories, there are so many people who have come to claim they are Satoshi. It's been interesting. Some even think that it's a time-traveling alien, some think that it's a secret government team. Whoever Satoshi Nakamoto is, we don't know. But I believe Satoshi has done something incredible for the universe by introducing Bitcoin. And upon that, other coins and other cryptocurrencies have learned, to build their own, infrastructure. Some use the exact way, others use other forms of, technical, use other technologies, and I'll go into that later. So Satoshi published a 9-page document in 2008, and that is called the Bitcoin White Paper. I will entreat everybody here to take a look at the Bitcoin White Paper. read about it. So you can just go and then search Bitcoin white paper. So what it is that it basically details the true mindset behind the idea Satoshi had for Bitcoin, right? So this is the Bitcoin white paper. So we have the abstract, read about it. So this is Bitcoin. It's a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So that is Bitcoin. Find some time, you can just read through this. You can understand how the transactions were, supposed to take place. Some of it may feel a bit too technical, but it's just okay. You can just read through the consensus mechanism that I mentioned, proof of work, the network, and all that's in between, right? So this particular white paper was actually published somewhere in 2008, if I got that right, but 2009, the software itself was released. So crypto is just software and code, right? Code software, right? And then Bitcoin provided a foundation for many other cryptocurrencies. That's why we say it is the king of all cryptocurrencies. So that's it about Bitcoin.
Okay. Hi, V.
Yeah.
Hi. Here again with questions.
Okay.
So it's a question from Elizabeth.
All
she
right.
says, can we say NFTs are the same as these tokens? And then there's another from Food Tech News. She's asking for coins too.
I missed the question. I think I didn't get your question. If you could come again.
Okay, can we say NFTs are the same as these tokens?
Yeah, so NFTs are tokens. But they are quite unique. Yeah, they are tokens basically. They are also tokens, right? But they are a bit unique from the normal cryptocurrencies we have. And I think there will be an NFT session if I'm not. Would there be an NFT session?
Yes, there will be.
Okay, so we'll delve into that. So please do not miss that NFT session. So NFT is a token, but it's quite different from cryptocurrencies, how it works, right? It's really, really unique. So do not miss out on that. We will delve deeper into it. But NFTs are basically non-fungible tokens, and then it's a way of, of tokenizing an asset and storing it on a blockchain. That makes it very, very unique and different from any other that we will have, right? So at the NFT session, we'll delve deeper into that, right? Thanks. Okay.
Okay, there's another one.
Okay.
Is there a way to track the rising and falling? How do we know when a coin is about to crash?
Awesome. That's a very interesting question. Actually, nobody can correctly time the market. No one. I mean, the best trader in the world can't actually correctly time the market and predict that at this time this is going to happen, at that time this is going to happen. But there are many factors that affect it. So let me go back to CoinMarketCap, right? So we have two factors. I mean, more than two factors, right? But let me use Bitcoin. So we have something called the technical analysis. So you can see this chart here. So this chart here means a lot of things, okay? It means there's so much message here. These things that you see are. So these things you see are called Japanese candlesticks. And these Japanese candlestick, every candlestick has a message. So you can see that this particular candlestick is different from this in color. These are the same colors, but it's different in structure. So they are telling us so many messages. So we have technical analysts who use these charts to actually tell them what next is going to happen in the market using so many technical tools and things to help them. As you can see, there are tools here. So not everyone can do this kind of thing, right? So you need to actually understand the charts. You need to actually understand the charts. You need to actually understand how to read these things. So this is one way. Another way is fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis basically deals with things like the token economics of the particular coin. For example, Bitcoin here has a very interesting token economics. Bitcoin has a maximum supply of 21 million, right? And as at now, the circulating supply is 19 million. So you can see 21 million, 19 million. It means that we have just about, if I'm not mistaken, we have less than 2 million to go. Interesting. So this thing here you're seeing is the tokenomics, right? So all these things can tell you something about the future of the coin, if the coin is going to be sustainable. The technology, the use case of the particular coin is very important. What is the problem this coin is solving? Because as I said, some coins or tokens say they solve some particular problems, and actually there's no problem like that, or there are so many other coins that's doing the same thing. So as I said, you have the technical bit, you have the fundamental bit, where you're going to look at the tokenomics, you're going to look at the use case, the utility, the technology, also maybe the team behind it. For Bitcoin, it's so unique, as I said, we do not know the team behind it, but for every other coin, we usually know the face behind it and the team behind it. That's what makes Bitcoin very, very unique. So I don't know if I've answered your question. There are so many things that go into knowing what a coin is going to do. Also news, making certain declarations about the crypto space, it affects the coin. So if there's a bad news about crypto, you can see that the coin will just take a plunge. If there's a lawsuit against a crypto personality, an exchange, all these things, these are all sentiments. They also affect the movement of a particular coin. So, I mean, many things come together. And sometimes the coin just moves. You can't even understand why, right? Because this is a nascent technology, very, very volatile. Very, very, very volatile. So, I mean, all other commodities and coins are volatile. Even if you take your local currency, it's volatile in comparison to another, right? If you want to compare it to the dollar, you can say, okay, it's dropping, it's increasing against the dollar. They are all volatile, but crypto is very, very volatile, and due to so many reasons, some of which I have just explained. I don't know if this actually answers the question. So can I go on? Can I go on, please? I want to know if I've not been, okay, we are still here.
Yeah, there's not been any comments so far. No more questions. I think you can go on.
Awesome. So we are drawing to the end of our master class, mentoring class today. So we've looked at the various kinds of cryptocurrencies that we have, and then we are here at this particular topic here. So how is crypto bought, exchanged, transferred, and stored? All right, so I'm going to make another very interesting analogy. So just as if you want to buy, say, yam, tomatoes, you need to go to a place called the market. So you have a market. So we have maybe a local market. You just go there to buy your coin. I mean, you go and buy whatever you want to buy. You want to buy a vegetable, yam, whatever. So you have your market. Just as you have your markets, in this space, we also have a market which is called the exchange. Okay, so we have a market where cryptos are bought and sold, and that is called the exchange. Now, when you go to the market and you go buy your yam and vegetables, you bring it home and you store it, say, in your fridge, you store it in your kitchen or something like that, right? So in the same way, when you buy a cryptocurrency, there's a place where you store it, and that is called the wallet. Okay, so I'm going to actually show you all these things. I'm going to go in depth into the exchanges, into the wallet, and how these cryptocurrencies are actually transferred. Okay, so we'll be delving into that really, really soon. So when we look at exchanges, we broadly have two kinds of exchanges. Okay, we have the centralized exchanges and we have the decentralized exchanges. Now, these exchanges basically, as I said, help us in the buying or the selling of cryptocurrency. Though some of these exchanges also have very unique other services that they provide, but the basic use is that they are used to buy or sell cryptocurrencies. So we have centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. An example of a centralized exchange is there are so many examples. So I'm just going to give some very, very common examples that we have. So when I say centralized exchange, what I mean is that these exchanges, in order for you to do business with them, you need to do something they call the KYC, right? So know your customer. So it gives you the feel of a traditional bank in a traditional system, right? So you do your KYC because because of the nature of their business, they are under regulations, usually under regulation. So anyone who wants to do business with them, you need to identify yourself. You need to do your KYC. But when we talk about the decentralized exchanges, these exchanges do not require you to do any KYC. That is the true nature of the blockchain, right? It gives you the feeling of the true nature of cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. So these are called the DEXs in short. An example of these centralized exchanges, we have Binance, which is a centralized exchange. We have Coinbase, which is a centralized exchange. We have other centralized exchanges like Bybit. There are so many kinds of centralized exchanges. And yes, this is another point. For you to use any centralized exchange, you need to do your research to ensure that, okay, this centralized exchange maybe is regulated and then well managed so that you don't lose your funds. I believe you have heard about FTX, which was also a centralized exchange, which went down, unfortunately, due to so many reasons that I wouldn't go into, right? So we have these kind of mishaps happening in the space. So centralized exchanges are exchanges that will help you buy and sell cryptocurrencies, but in this case they are centralized because you need to do your KYC and they also keep your crypto for you. They keep your crypto for you. I'll be delving into that very soon. Now, with the decentralized exchanges, they are the true nature of cryptocurrency. You don't need to do any KYC. You don't need to do anything of that sort. You just jump onto the platform and you are good to go. You don't need to identify yourself or anything of that sort, right? So examples of these decentralized exchanges, we have PancakeSwap, we have Uniswap, and many others. So I'll be showing you a real example. So let me just show you an example of a centralized exchange. So I said we have Binance. All right, so let me just type that. Right, so Binance is a cryptocurrency exchange. So when you come here, so there are many other centralized exchanges, but this is just an example. I mentioned Coinbase, I mentioned Bybit, I mentioned MEX. There are so many, right? So let me just, so you can buy, trade, hold cryptocurrencies on Binance, right? So I'll not be going so deep into this yet. Maybe in another class you can actually learn how to do all those things, but here you can trade, you can open up an account and do this. So this is an example of a centralized exchange. Let me also open up Coinbase. So all these also usually have applications that can make it easy for you to do. So we have Coinbase, so you can actually start trading. Let me do so. I think I had Patricia. So we also have some from Africa. I think we have Bitmama. So here it's also an exchange. I think this is a B2B exchange, so you can also buy cryptocurrency. I think it's same for Patricia. I think I had Patricia. That's also an exchange. Right. So this crypto payments made easy. So I think here you also do your KYC. You can buy and sell cryptocurrency. Not really use these ones. I usually use Binance. So this is an example of a centralized exchange. So when I talked about the decentralized exchanges too, and I mentioned that for them, it gives you the true nature of cryptocurrencies. You don't need to do any sort of KYC or anything of that sort. You jump off, you can just trade, just having your wallet and you're good to go. So these decentralized exchanges are usually decentralized applications also. And then you find them in, you can connect with them with your wallet. So let me just move to the wallets. So with the wallets too, we have broadly, we have two types on many levels. So let me just say broadly, we have two types. We have the custodial wallets and non-custodial wallets. The custodial wallets are wallets that basically keep your crypto for you. So mostly the exchange wallets that we have are all custodial wallets, but the non-custodial wallets are wallets that give you your own private keys. So if you create any digital wallet, you need to, which is non-custodial, you are your own bank. So you are given a private key. And these private keys must be kept very, very well, because when you lose your private keys, it means you have lost access to your account, right? So these private keys must be stored securely You don't need to share it with anyone, because once you share your private key with someone, you can be in the interface of your app and see that your funds are being transferred, and you can't stop it. You can't do anything about it because you have shared your private keys with somebody else, or you have exposed your private keys. So yes, even though there's so much freedom in the crypto space, it comes with immense responsibility, right? So if you are going to be you are going to have your custody of your own funds, it means that you need to keep your private keys very safe. So as you can see, there's a diagram here. So it says the custodial wallet. It keeps the user's private keys for them. It will keep your own private keys for you. You can restore backup and password in case of a loss, right? And it stores your crypto locked off. Or the non-custodial wallet, it doesn't keep your users' private keys. So it means the private keys are given to you. So whatever platform you're using, if you lose your private keys, what it means is that they can't even help you get your private keys back, right? And it doesn't store the crypto anywhere, it just manages it. And you cannot restore back up your password in case of loss. So in these non-custodial platforms, there's nothing like logging with email or password and those kind of things. It just goes straight to the point of giving you your private keys, and that is what you use to control your accounts. But for these custodial ones, it gives you the opportunity to maybe have email and password, and then they actually store your funds for you, for example, for the exchange wallets, right? So let me quickly join in. I want to show you with my phone. I want to see if I can quickly show you how a non-custodial wallet looks like. So you have the custodial wallets and the non-custodial wallets. And the non-custodial wallets, we have examples. You have examples like MetaMask. You have examples like Trust Wallet and many others. Okay, so let me just quickly join in. I'm going to just do an example with the Trust Wallet because that's what I have readily available on my phone. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen and then actually share my phone screen. I just hope I can share this. Okay. Okay. I guess you can see my screen. Okay. So basically, I'm going to use an app called the Trust Wallet. So I have it here on my phone. So most of these applications, you can just download them, right? Ensure that you are downloading the right things. Typically, how a non-custodial wallet looks like. So I'm going to go through the process of basically creating your non-custodial wallet, but you need to actually pay attention because you have a task which is linked to this. So for example, let me just say that we are starting afresh. Okay, so this particular wallet allows you to have multiple wallets in there. So multiple wallets in this same wallet. So you can see that here, you can see wallets. You can label them nicely in accordance to how you want to label it. So you can see I have one wallet named as pension. You have one wallet named as airdrops. Airdrops is a very interesting concept. You can dive deep into it in this call. We have another wallet called savings. Okay, so let me add wallet. So you can see that I've written add wallet. Now, here we have private and secure. Private keys never leave your device, right? So it is your own. You have the responsibility to keep your private keys. When you come to Trust Wallet and tell them that, oh, Trust Wallet, please, I've lost my private key, nobody can actually help you. The customer support doesn't know your private key. So all assets are in one place. We trade assets, explore decentralized apps, right? And that is where we are going to look at the decentralized exchanges that I mentioned. So I click create a new wallet. So you can actually you can see that my screen has gone black because this is a security portion. You don't need to see certain things. Okay, so I'm like back up manually. I wish I could share this with you, but you know, there's a security measure by the app that I can't take screenshots and they can't actually see it, right? So with the screen I'm on now, they are telling me, they've given me some warnings. They are telling me that the first warning is saying, if I lose my secret phrase, my funds will be lost forever. That's the first warning. So the first one you need to take note is that they are going to give you 12 words. That's a secret phrase. Now, if you lose your secret phrase, your funds will be lost forever. If I expose or share my secret phrase to anybody, my funds can get stolen. That's what I'm telling you, that you can open your wallet right in front of you. You can be seeing that money is moving out of your wallet and you can't stop it. It's not like the bank. You can call the bank and say, please, I've lost my card, or and maybe my Visa card, please. And maybe my PIN code is exposed. Please freeze my bank account so that nobody can move money out. This one, there's nothing like that, right? If you're using the non-custodial wallet and you're going through the true nature of cryptocurrency and blockchain. The next thing is that Trust Wallet support will never reach out to you or ask for it. So you get an email that, oh, there's something going on, we're having maintenance. Can you share your seed phrase? Anytime you hear anybody telling you to share your seed phrase or your private keys, know that it's a scammer. Nobody will ask for that, right? So unfortunately, I wish I could. Let me just continue. So I'll go to the next part. They've given me a seed phrase there. So I need to copy it and I have to continue and I have to put it in the right order. Now I can't go through this whole process with you, and you can see my screen is blank. And that is because of security measures. So
Please, can you go over the questions again?
Okay. 1, what are the benefits of using blockchain for financial transactions? 2, how is cryptocurrency different from traditional currency? 3, how can you buy and sell cryptocurrency? All
Yes.
right.
So I want to attempt question 1. Sorry, how did you put the question so I can streamline the answer?
What are the
Question
benefits
1.
of using blockchain for financial transactions?
Okay. So the first benefit is that it is not a centralized form of payment. It makes it easier instead of having a third party authorizing and giving you conditions on how to do transfers. So number one, it is easier, 2, faster. Then number 3, save stress. And then what else will I say? Are there enough?
Okay.
Yeah. So number 2, the difference between blockchain. Did you say blockchain and native? Yes, the native. We have a native currency for native transfers. Why the blockchain, we have different. It's just a digital coin or digital currency. Then the native. Hey, I'm trying to look for another difference. Okay, the native is also is controlled by the government. Why crypto is not controlled by government? It's your personal, let's say personal wallet or personal transactions. So nobody is controlling it. Then okay, for now it's just so I can give. Then the third
Okay.
one.
I think it's best for me to type in the question so that you can always go back to it.
Okay. So the third one, I've not gotten the answer yet, but I think tools like Bina and tools like Patricia and Beat Mama, like she mentioned, can help you buy and sell cryptocurrencies.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to go?
I want to try.
Okay. Go on
So I'm
ahead.
coming. I'm looking at the questions, so I won't mix up. Okay, what are the benefits?
Okay.
Okay, what are the benefits of using blockchain in financial? Okay, number one benefit is you can do transfer at any time, like using the traditional um way of transferring. There may be network, there may be no network, but in the aspect of blockchain financing, so there's nothing like there's no network, so you can just transfer at any time you like. You can make payments for anything being bought at any time without any hindrance. So that's me. That's the benefit. That's one benefit. Another benefit is yeah, nobody can block your account like the way the traditional banking system does. So nobody can freeze your account. So That's another benefit. Another
Okay,
benefit,
because it
yeah,
eliminates the need for intermediaries.
intermediate, yes. So
Okay.
another benefit
Yeah.
is
Okay.
um it's not being controlled by anyone, and it can be done through peer-to-peer way of transferring. So it's not necessary. There's no middleman. You don't need any middleman to be able to complete a transaction. So
Right.
that's it. So how is cryptocurrency different from traditional? It's different because number one is decentralized. So another one is okay, different. So another one is immutable. It's not mutable. It's not mutable. uh So another one is different. Okay, another one is okay. So these are the two things I can remember. So how can you buy and sell? Binance, but I know about Binance. So FTX, it has crashed. So at FTX too, one can use that to buy. But so for now, for me, I know about Binance. So that's why you can buy and sell.
Okay. Thank you very much for attempting.
For the first question, the benefits of using blockchain in financial transaction.
Okay.
It is it is it is convenient, it is fast, and it is decentralized. And so you have more control over it. So that's for the first question.
Okay.
And then for the second question, um, it's how different it is from the how cryptocurrency is different from the traditional currency. Um, it is decentralized. That is one, and then and so you have control over it, and then also it is also digitized. Yes, and
Okay.
it's faster. There's no middleman that can interrupt your transactions. Yes, and then how you can sell. I was trying to get the exact word the essential used to describe these apps, but you can buy by using after properly researching about these apps like Binance and Coinbase. So those are
Okay.
just the
The
examples. Yeah. I
cryptocurrency
forgot the
exchanges.
word used
Okay.
to describe. Yes, so maybe if she could mention it.
Okay. You've all tried. I've all tried. So I'm going to be answering the questions
Okay.
myself too. Yeah. So the first question was what are the benefits of using blockchain for financial transactions? So blockchain offers benefits such as transparency, immutability, security, and efficiency in financial transactions. It eliminates the need for intermediaries, middlemen, and reduces transaction costs. I think you all got that right. And the next question is how is cryptocurrency different from traditional currency? So cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency that uses cryptography for security. It operates independently of central banks and is decentralized. However, traditional currency is issued and regulated by the government. Then, sorry about the background noise. The last one is how can you buy and sell cryptocurrency? So cryptocurrency can be bought and sold on cryptocurrency exchanges. I've seen in the chat box you guys have talked about a number of those platforms. The process involves creating an account, verifying identity, and linking a payment method. I think this part was the huge thing for you guys. All right, can we move on? Have you guys enjoyed it?
Points where I was also explaining the wallets, I mentioned we have non-custodial wallets and custodial wallets. So the custodial wallets, they keep your crypto for you, and they don't give you any private keys. They keep your private keys. And I told you that essentially most of the exchanges actually have this do the custodial wallets because they have custody of your funds, right? So anytime your money is in a custodial wallet, it means you don't have power over it. When you go to the website or something, they tell you it is down. It means it is down with your money. because you are not your own bank when it comes to custodial wallets. But with non-custodial wallets, you are your own bank because you have your own private keys. You control everything. And that tells you how important private keys are, because once you expose your private keys, anybody can have access to your wallet and can move money out of it. So I was showing you Trust Wallets, which was an example. And so for your assignment, you'll be actually creating your own non-custodial wallet. Example, you can use Trust Wallet, you can use MetaMask, but I'm using Trust Wallet in this example, right? So basically here, you can see that I have, this is my savings wallet. I have some BNB, BTC, BUSD, USDT. So these are crypto tokens. So you can actually add tokens. So when you click on add tokens, you see there's so many more tokens. There are so many tokens you can add to your wallet. So this is called a they are called multi-token wallets, because you have so many other tokens and coins you can add. So for example, if I toggle on XLM and I toggle on TRX, that's Tron, and I toggle on dots, when I go back to my wallet, you see that they have appeared there, right? TRX, dots, and XLM are all there. So that is and basically you can add so many other assets you want to add. You can send. So when you click on send, now you can see that you can send money to somebody. So I have BNB Smart Chain. Let me just click on it. So if you want to send BNB in the crypto space, you actually need a wallet address, or sometimes an address. We have these ENS domain names, right? But basically, you need a wallet address. I'm going to demonstrate that to you. I'm going to go through all that and how important it is to take note of details when you are dealing with cryptocurrency, sending money, receiving money, because with a little mistake, you can lose your funds forever. Yes, I'm not trying to scare you, but that is actually what it is, right? So I mentioned that we have decentralized applications. So when you come to the browser, down there you can see we have wallet, discover, and then you have browser. I hope you can see my screen. So browser, when you click on browser, this place gives you access to all decentralized applications that you have. You have various types of decentralized applications. Some are social, some are utility, some are security, some are marketplaces, but we want the exchanges. And the common popular exchanges are here. So you can see we have PancakeSwap, Uniswap, Compound. These are all decentralized exchanges. So PancakeSwap is an example of a decentralized exchange. When you open the PancakeSwap, it helps you to buy and sell and swap cryptocurrency. But here, you don't need to do any KYC. When you open Trust Wallets, nobody will ask of your name and your email address. Nobody cares about that, right? So in this space, we say that you have a false identity. Normally, people say you are anonymous, but you're not truly anonymous. You are pseudonymous. You are pseudonymous because you have an identity, but it is your wallet address, which is a string of numbers and letters, and we'll go into that. So here, as you can see connect. When you see connect simply means that you can connect your wallet. Okay, so you have my Trust Wallet. So I connect Trust Wallet, then it tells me that Exchange wants to connect to my wallet, to my savings wallet. And below my savings wallet, you can see that I have a wallet address there, which is my Ethereum wallet address, a string of numbers and letters. So when I say connect, now it means that my wallet has been connected to this exchange. So for the decentralized exchanges, the only thing they need from you is to connect your wallet. Unlike the centralized one, they need more from you. They need your name. They need your identity. You need to send them your proof of address. You send them a whole number of things, right? Because they are dealing with government currencies like fiat on their platform. So they need to do KYC, because wherever fiat is, the governments are there because that's their currency. So they need to put certain things in place to ensure that the government is okay with what they are doing. But when it comes to this side, you don't need any government. There's nothing here, right? All you need is to connect a wallet address. You can swap. You can do a whole lot of things. You're not going to the details of this. We can't cover all that in this class. I mean, the crypto space is so big that we can't do everything in one setting. So I'm just showing you. So this is a decentralized exchange. I showed you a centralized exchange, right? So I've shown you a centralized exchange, that's the Binance, and I've shown you a decentralized exchange. Now I've also shown you a wallet. So I've shown you how a custodial wallet looks like. Okay, so when you come here, they can give you. So let me go to my airdrop wallet. I don't mind showing you the private keys of my airdrop wallet, because I will not use it again. That's why I'm taking this risk. So I'm breaking my own rule. I'm going to show you the private keys of my airdrop wallet, and I do not really care about that wallet anymore. So I just hope that they'll allow me to show it. They won't do anything like they can't show it to you. So let me just try. So let me go to the settings of my airdrop wallet. No, I want to try to restore. They give me access. Okay, I'm coming. Well, okay, so airdrop, let me see. So here, manual backup. Let me just see. Okay, I'm not sure they will still allow you to see. Their security is so top notch. So though I want to show you my private keys, which you are not supposed to show anybody. I'm taking the risk because that particular wallet, I'm going to delete it right after showing it to you. But then, you know, the application is so built with so much security in place that they will not show it. But basically, I'll give you an assignment and you can do that. So let me just stop sharing my screen and show you how you can basically move money. That's the next thing if you want to transfer money. So let me just go and stop sharing my screen. But I just hope you are following and enjoying what's going on so far. So I'm going to show you my Binance. Let me share my Binance account with you. I took the opportunity to log in whilst we were on the break. So let me share that quickly with you. Hope you can see my screen. All right. So here. All right, so this is my Binance account, right? So I'm not going to go to any tutorial here or anything of that sort. I just want to show you the basic things you can do in order to, you know, use an account. So let me just, okay. So here, I'm here basically, and here you can see deposit, withdraw, or buy crypto. Okay, so for example, if let's say it's my birthday and someone says, oh, V, I want to send you some crypto, right? I'm just saying it in advance so that it will happen. So if someone says, let me send you some crypto, what you have to do is that in any application that you have, you need to go and click the deposit. You want to deposit, you want to receive money. So if you want to receive money, when you click on deposits, they are basically going to, this is fiat. Okay, I don't want to deposit fiat. I want to deposit crypto. Yeah, so deposit crypto. So Binance gives you the opportunity to deposit fiat too. That is why I'm telling you, you need to do KYC because you're dealing with people's, government, right? So let's say I want to deposit crypto. Now, anytime you want to say, oh, send me crypto, you need to be specific. Which cryptocurrency are you talking about? Okay, so there are so many cryptocurrencies I showed you. So you make your choice. Oh, send me Bitcoin. If it's not Bitcoin, you come here and select. Or send me Ethereum. Or send me USDT. Send me BNB. If it's not here, search for the name. So look, there's a particular cryptocurrency that must be sent to you. So you need to know the name. So I want to receive Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin. Now, when you take a particular coin, this coin is available on a number of networks. So Bitcoin, you can see, you can have it on the 20. We have the Bitcoin's native network. That's the Bitcoin. Then we have BNB, we have the Segwit, and then we have the Ethereum. So you need to know here, please note that the only supported networks on Binance platform are shown. If you deposit via another network, your assets may be lost. So when I come here and I maybe choose BTC, what it means is that I want to receive Bitcoin via the Bitcoin network. And this is the wallet address for the Bitcoin network. I told you that it is tied to everybody and it is a string of numbers and letters. So all you have to do is to copy it. Please do not keep this in your mind. Just copy it. Click copy. Then you send it to the person. And you add it to it that this is the Bitcoin network. Okay? So that the person knows that I'm sending you through the Bitcoin network, basically. So if you choose another network and you don't specify it, and maybe you choose the BSC network and you tell the person the Bitcoin network or another network, it's likely you can lose your funds. So you have to ensure. So you look at the instruction here, ensure the network is BNB Smart Chain Network. So which network you send it to is very important. Which cryptocurrency we are looking at and which network you are sending it to is very, very important. That is why I'm saying that in doing these transactions, you need to be very, very, very careful and very meticulous so that you don't lose your money. No matter how old you are in the space, you can lose money if you do not pay attention to some of these things. And for example, if I want to withdraw, I want to send money, or I want to withdraw money out to someone, it means that if I'm withdrawing money, I want to withdraw crypto, I need the wallet address of the person. Okay, so when I come here, I would rather need to ask my friend, okay, what is your wallet address? So when you come here, so I want to withdraw Bitcoin, I'm sending it to somebody. So I need to come and paste the wallet address over here. Remember, I copied the certain wallet address. I can just paste it here. So let me just paste it here. Normally, it is always good to go and cross check. But here, Binance has built it in such a way that they are able to sometimes let you know the network. Immediately you paste it, right? Then you input the amounts there. You can see the network fee, then you withdraw. After some number of confirmations, it is done and you can see it. And the beauty of these transactions is that you can actually trace them on what we call a block explorer. Okay, so we have what we call a block explorer, and these block explorers help you to actually trace transactions. So this block explorer here, basically you can come here to most of these chains have their own block explorers, right? So this blockchain, we have Etherscan for Ethereum, we have I think BSC scan, so for Binance Smart Chain and all that. So the beauty of this is that unlike a traditional system where you send money to somebody and say, I've not received it, I received it, there's a tassel. Here you can just come and search with that particular wallet address and then see all the transactions that have been done to see whether there's a particular transactions have gone through or not. So there are two blockchain results with your search. Okay, so I'm using a centralized wallet address. That's from the Binance. So another thing you should take note is that the Bitcoin that I have here, or any fund that I have here, I don't have custody of, like, it is in the custody of Binance. They are the ones keeping my private keys and everything, right? I don't have any ownership or power or authority over it. When I wake up one day, they can just freeze my funds too, because they are the ones serving as a guide to my crypto. But if I have the crypto in my non-custodial wallet, trust wallet, it means that I have the power over my own funds, right? So this is just what I wanted to illustrate to you on transferring money, receiving money. Just be sure that the wallet address is accurate, you're using the right network, and then you input the amount, and you also have some fee to pay, and it's actually very, very small compared to the traditional system that I explained. Right. So going quickly back wallets that we have, non-custodial wallets, and then custodial wallets. You have other categorizations of wallets. You have the cold wallets and the hot wallets. So hot wallets are wallets which are usually connected to the internet. So for example, Trust wallets have connected to the internet, so it's a hot wallet. You have the cold wallets, and these are usually physical, sometimes physical, sometimes devices that you can store. So Ledger, we have these hardware wallets that you can store crypto on, and these are usually cold wallets and not connected to the internet. Also, we have paper wallets. Basically, you store just as it's written down. Okay, so that is it about exchanges, wallets, and how you can transfer cryptocurrencies. But you should tread with caution, because though there's a lot of freedom, you need to be very responsible. All right. So moving on. So the responsibility comes with ensuring that you are very secure when it comes to your wallet. So security and wallet basics. So normally self-custody is recommended, like you are the custodian of your own funds, just as you are using the non-custodial wallets like MetaMask or Trust wallets, or there are other forms of non-custodial wallets. That is usually recommended. But depending on who you are and what you do, some people find it easy to be using exchanges. And if you use any exchange, make sure that you do your own research and ensure that you don't keep all your funds on a particular exchange. Diversify, or better still, if you are keeping your funds for a long term, just move them to a non-custodial wallet and keep your private keys well, right? So private key safety is also very, very important. Do not expose your private keys. Do not listen to someone who reaches out to you that they're customer support and then they need your private keys to do this, or that. And then also avoid phishing scams where you connect your wallet to dApps, right? So I showed you the decentralized application. Maybe I showed you Pancake Swap. There can be a phishing website that they've cloned it and make it a website. You connect your wallet and they drain everything. You understand? So you need to be very, very careful the kind of links you click and all that. And then you need to basically do your own research when it comes to which wallets to use, which exchanges to use to ensure that you're always safe. You're always safe, right? So here, 9 security tips. Don't put all your eggs in one wallet. Also use cold storage. So just as I said, maybe if you have some funds, you can move them to a cold storage that you have. Be careful with your mobile device, the kind of links that you click. So some people have dedicated phones for just crypto because they don't connect to the internet often. They don't download any application, any random application. They don't do social media on it because that's another safety measure they are trying to take. All right, so service safety, always back up your wallets. As I said, we have online backups too, but still anything can happen. You can be hacked, right? So always ensure that you have a physical one. You write your seed phrase in a book. Many copies in several places in your home. You can store them very well so that when there's maybe flood or fire or something, you don't say you have lost everything. Okay, you can keep it in several places. You can keep it in a vault or something. Okay, so beware of phishing scams. I just explained it. Websites which have been cloned and then
yeah, that's okay.
Is that fine? Yeah, so let me just quickly round up. I just have 20 minutes, so I'm just trying to round up quickly. All right, so double check the addresses because sometimes when your device is actually exposed or hacked, when you copy a wallet address and you're going to paste it, it changes. It can change. A different wallet address is pasted, right? So, I mean, the scammers are getting very, very smarter every day. So you need to ensure that even though you have copied it, when you paste it, go check again. Is it the same thing before you move on with your transaction? So check the logs. Avoid storing a large portion of your crypto on exchanges. I've already said that. Don't put all your money on one exchange and anything can happen and then now you are found wanting. Keep your holdings private, right? So you see that there's a way of, let's say, closing the eye of your account balances, right? You don't have to, show everybody this is the amount of money I have. Depending on who you are, some people do that and they're cool with it, but, just be as private as possible, okay? You don't need to tell everybody how much holdings you have. Keep your holdings private, right? So these are some security and wallet basics that you need to have. And then use cases of cryptocurrencies. As I said, you can use it to pay for goods and services. You walk into a shop, some shops accept cryptocurrency, you can pay their remittances. So as I said, you can send money to loved ones. People in the diaspora can send money here easily just using cryptocurrency. And these exchanges provide us a way of converting your crypto to fiat. Very, very easy, using bank, mobile money, still using P2P. So it's really, really exciting that you're able to do some of these things. Some other people to trade cryptocurrency. So that's a more short-term way of making money off cryptocurrencies because of the volatility in the price. But this is more short-term and you need to be very knowledgeable about what you're doing before you venture into trading because it is not for anyone and you can lose a lot of money because cryptocurrencies are very volatile. So before you start trading, any form of trading, whether you're going to do futures, margin, spot trading, be aware and ensure that you know what you are doing. Investing. So investing is more on a longer term. So people just buy certain crypto assets and hold it for a long term with the hopes that it can increase. And as I showed you, there are over 10,000 cryptocurrencies. Which one should you buy and hold? Because as I said, in the next 5 years, in the next 2 years, some of these cryptocurrencies will be down to naught. You get it. So you need to always ensure that you make informed decisions, even if you're investing. And then savings. So I talked about stable coins, and stable coins gives you the ability to have a foreign account easily. So you can have a USD account, you can have an account even in, I think we have some stable coins exploring euro and pounds and all that. But for now, you have USD stable coins. So if you earn money in your local currency, some people have chosen to convert some into stable coins, which is USD. And please take note that this particular one is not for investing or profit making. It's just for stability. Because comparing it to, I know a lot of things are going on in the world now, looking at the de-dollarization, countries trying to take power from the US, making the dollar a reserve currency, all that. I know there's so much going on in the world right now. I'm not going to talk about that, but basically, if you're comparing maybe your local currency to a particular foreign currency, those foreign currencies may prove to be more stable than your local currency. So that is what some people also explore in terms of saving. So that's some of the use cases of cryptocurrencies. And I talked about blockchain. So blockchain is not only used in cryptocurrencies, as I said. Blockchain can be used in supply chain monitoring to remove fraud. Blockchain can be used in banking, money transfers and remittances, giving us low fees and better KYC. Blockchain can be used in digital identity. Blockchain can be used in copyright protection, digital voting, real estate, where you can see that one particular land, sometimes in Africa, one particular land has been sold to about 1,000 people at a time. You know, everybody claiming that they are the owner, but there's a way of putting these lands on the blockchain, right? So that you can actually know who is the owner of it. Blockchain can be used in charity because there's more transparency. We don't have those charities that you don't even know what the money is being used for. Blockchain can help you track all these things. Blockchain can be used in trading pharmaceuticals because we have many fake drugs. So the authentic drugs can be put on the blockchain. So anytime you have a drug, you can check on the blockchain to see if this drug is actually authentic. Blockchain can be used in asset management, claims process, certificate verification. So even, for example, when you go to school, college certificates can be issued on the blockchain. So we don't have people going to print fake master's degree certificates and things like that, and then they go get jobs with it, because you can now store these on the blockchain and any institution can go and cross-check. Blockchain can also be used in medical record keeping, and it goes on and on and on and on. So blockchain is a really, really revolutionary technology. It's amazing. It's doing a lot, and it's really important that we get to learn more about it and see the impact in our world today and how we can also make changes in our personal lives as a result of blockchain and all the amazing things that it is doing in cryptocurrency and all the other industries. All right, so hands-on assignments. Remember, I couldn't share my screen because the security on Trust Wallet is so tough. So you can try it on your own. You can go online, go to the App Store, iOS, Android, download Trust Wallet, ensure it is the right one, and then safely store your private keys. Okay, so there are many ways of storing your private keys. Some people back it up online. Some people write it on paper. So, I mean, it's good to have a book or a paper, multiple versions of it, and store it in different places. If you're storing it on your phone, be careful, because if your phone is hacked or your laptop is hacked or something, it means that people have access to your private keys. Okay. Also, so for example, you can use Trust Wallet for this. Not only Trust Wallet, you can try MetaMask also. All right. So yes, if you want to connect with me, kindly follow me. I have a channel called Cryptority, where I dish out more crypto education. And also you can connect with me on LinkedIn. So let me just show you my YouTube channel. So this is Cryptority. So you just go search on YouTube Cryptority. So this is my YouTube channel. You can see I share insights on many other topics in cryptocurrency. So just to support me, and if you liked my presentation today, kindly give me some feedback. You can also just go follow, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, right? Also, you can search me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me if you have more questions. Maybe if I can't address everything right now, you can just connect with me on LinkedIn, and then we can get the conversation going. So let me just show you my accounts on LinkedIn. Same face. So this is me. So you can just send me a connection request and I'll be super excited to connect with you. So this brings me to the end of my presentation. And if there are any questions, I'll be glad to take them quickly because I actually just have about 10 minutes to go.
Thank you so much, V. We have a few questions on the chat box.
Okay.
We are going to just take two at the moment.
Okay.
The first question we have is, I'm not sure if you answered this one earlier on, but the first question is, how do we move money from Binance to our Trust wallet?
All right. So that's what I illustrated here. So you have to go to withdraw crypto. So this Binance. So you have to go to withdraw crypto. So let me just go back here. This gives us an overview of our wallet address. So, did I say wallet address of our wallet? So there's an overview of my wallet here. Okay, so fiat and spot, everything together. I've hidden my balances in it. So when you come here, if you're depositing, that's if you're receiving. But if you want to move money out of your Binance, you come to withdraw. So when you come to withdraw, all you see is they are going to ask you of which coin. So you decide which coin do you have that you want to withdraw. So you have some coins here, so you can put in the particular coin there. Then they ask of your address. Now, when they ask of the address, you need to go to your Trust wallet, copy the address, then come and paste it here. Okay. So let me stop sharing my screen and illustrate that quickly. I just hope I can do that. And let me illustrate that quickly. So for example, I want to move money into my Trust wallet. So all I'll do is that I'm showing my Trust wallet. So for example, you want to move Bitcoin. So all I'll say is that so you can see. So for example, I want to receive. So here I'm receiving money here. So I'll just type Bitcoin. I want to receive Bitcoin. So I just click on Bitcoin. Then you can see that the wallet address is here. So I'll just click on copy. So I'll go and paste this wallet address there in my Binance. All right. Then I just initiate it and send. That's basically, it's very, very simple. But ensure that you are doing the right wallet address, and you can also basically send it directly, right? But here you can see deposits from exchange. You can try that. But if you're not using Binance or Coinbase and it's another wallet, then so you can see Binance deposits from your Binance account. It takes you straight to Binance to do that. So if you want to just save yourself the stress, you can just do straight from that. It brings into your Binance account directly. All right, so that's it basically. Any other questions, please?
Just a minute. There's another question. What's the connection between Forex and cryptocurrency?
All right, so Forex, if I understand, Forex basically means foreign exchange, right? So foreign exchange. So Forex deals with currencies. Some people say Forex. So let me just bring the disparity. So Forex is basically foreign exchange, and we are dealing with more with currencies. So if you hear some people are Forex traders, they trade maybe the US dollar, Japanese yen against each other, and all that. So we have pairings, USD, JPY, GBP, USD. So that's Forex. So basically you're trading Forex. So you're trading currencies against each other and benefiting of the movements and volatility. But cryptocurrency is quite different. So with Forex, you're dealing with the fiat currencies. Cryptocurrency is different. Though some Forex brokers also allow you to trade derivatives on crypto on their exchanges. So that's another, on their brokers or their brokerages. That's another different concept, right? But basically, Forex trading is trading currencies against each other, and these currencies are usually fiat currencies. So you have USD against JPY. You open the USD JPY chart, you do an analysis, and you buy or you sell. But when we look at cryptos are, you can do crypto trading, which we have spot trading, margin trading, futures trading differently. But these Forex brokerages also give you the opportunity to trade cryptos on those platforms, derivatives, right? So that's basically the difference. I hope it made sense. Or if there's no other follow-up question.
I have no more questions, but if anyone has any question, they can reach to you directly via
Awesome.
your social media. I hope that's
Awesome.
okay with you.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I'm looking forward to that actually. And we couldn't cover everything on this. Crypto is so huge that we keep learning every day. So I mean, more things come up. If you have any more questions, anything I didn't cover, feel free to reach out to me. When you go to YouTube, you can check the description there. I have my WhatsApp too in the description, so you can just shoot me a WhatsApp message, and I'll be happy to attend to you.
Okay, thank you so much, V, for that wonderful session. I hope everyone has learned something. For me, I've written and written. I've actually, my notebook, I've had quite a good session with V. It was nice connecting with everyone. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having me too. And goodbye, everyone.